Apple has just rolled out iOS 18.2, the latest version of its mobile operating system, bringing exciting new features and enhancements to users. As with any major software update, there are both pros and cons to consider. Let's break down what iOS 18.2 has to offer and where it falls short. Every year, Apple releases a series of updates to improve its iPhone experience. iOS 18.2 is no exception, and it's a significant update that introduces some interesting new features, tweaks, and improvements. But, as always, new software can come with its own set of challenges. So, whether you're excited for the update or holding off for now, let's dive deep into the pros and cons of iOS 18.2. Pros of iOS 18.2. We'll start with the positive changes, as there's a lot to like about iOS 18.2. The new features enhance the usability, security, and performance of your iPhone. Enhanced privacy and security. Privacy and security have always been top priorities for Apple, and iOS 18.2 continues this trend with a host of improvements. One of the most notable upgrades is the revamped app tracking transparency. Now, users have more control over which apps can track their activity across other apps and websites. Apps are required to ask for explicit permission before they can track you, and iOS 18.2 makes this even more transparent by offering clearer explanations of how your data is being used. It's a win for privacy-conscious users. Moreover, iOS 18.2 brings a new security feature called App Privacy Reports, which gives you a detailed breakdown of the data shared by each app. This includes information about the sensors they use, the data they access, and third-party trackers. This feature puts users in control of their personal data more than ever before. Improved Siri functionality. Siri, Apple's voice assistant, also gets a boost in iOS 18.2. Users will notice faster response times and better recognition of complex voice commands. Siri is now able to understand more natural speech, making it easier to interact with your device without needing to speak in exact phrases. Additionally, Siri has been integrated more deeply into third-party apps. For example, you can now use Siri to control music and settings in popular apps like Spotify without having to open the app itself. This streamlines your user experience and makes Siri feel more versatile and helpful. New features for the lock screen and notifications. iOS 18.2 introduces several improvements to the lock screen and notifications, adding greater customization and usability. You can now create custom lock screen widgets that display key information at a glance, such as weather, calendar events, or reminders. This adds a layer of personalization to your device, ensuring you can easily access the most important details as soon as you pick up your iPhone. Additionally, notifications have been streamlined. The new update allows for better grouping and organization of notifications, so you're not overwhelmed with a flood of alerts. Notifications are now more contextually relevant, reducing distractions. Improved performance on newer devices. As expected, iOS 18.2 offers performance boosts for newer devices like the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro models. The update makes the operating system more efficient, leading to smoother multitasking, faster app launches, and improved battery life for users with the latest hardware. Optimizations under the hood also result in better graphics rendering and smoother animations. This creates a more fluid overall experience, especially when interacting with apps, scrolling through web pages, or using intensive applications like games or video editing tools. Bug fixes and system stability. As always, iOS 18.2 comes with a long list of bug fixes and system stability improvements. Apple has worked hard to address issues that users have experienced in previous iOS versions, such as freezing apps, unexpected crashes, and network connectivity problems. The update also refines the way iOS handles background processes, improving the performance of apps that run in the background. This results in less battery drain and fewer instances of apps slowing down or freezing unexpectedly. Cons of iOS 18.2. Of course, with every major update, there are some downsides to consider. Let's take a look at some of the potential drawbacks of iOS 18.2. Performance issues on older devices. While iOS 18.2 is optimized for newer iPhones, users with older models like the iPhone 12 or iPhone May 11 experience slower performance. Some users have reported that apps are not as responsive and that the operating system feels sluggish after updating. While the update includes performance boosts for newer devices, it's clear that iOS 18.2 is better suited for the latest hardware. For older iPhones, the update may not offer the same smooth experience, leading some users to hold off on the update or to experience frustration with slower speeds and higher battery consumption. Increased storage requirements. Another downside of iOS 18.2 is the increased storage space required to install the update. Apple has packed a lot of new features into this release, which means the update takes up more space than previous versions. On devices with limited storage, this could be a problem. The update may require you to delete apps, photos, or videos just to make room for it, which can be inconvenient for users who are already close to running out of storage. This is especially true for older iPhones with smaller storage capacities, such as the 64GB model. Some features not available everywhere. While iOS 18.2 brings some exciting new features, not all of them are available to all users across the globe. Certain features, like app privacy reports, might only be available in specific regions or countries where privacy laws are more stringent. Additionally, Siri's enhanced capabilities in third-party apps may not be fully functional in all apps or countries. Some developers have yet to implement the full range of Siri commands in their applications, meaning the experience may vary from app to app. Compatibility issues with third-party apps. As with any major iOS update, third-party developers need time to optimize their apps for the new operating system. Some apps might experience bugs, crashes, or other compatibility issues after upgrading to iOS 18.2. While many popular apps will be updated quickly to support the new version, users who rely on niche apps may face longer waits for fixes. It's always a good idea to check for app updates after installing iOS 18.2, but not all developers will be quick to update their apps. Potential battery draining on older devices. As with many previous iOS updates, users with older devices have reported increased battery drain after installing iOS 18.2. The addition of new features and background processes could cause higher power consumption, leading to quicker battery depletion. Though Apple typically releases fixes for battery-related issues in subsequent minor updates, iPhone owners with older models might want to delay updating until these issues are resolved. Conclusion. So, to sum it up, iOS 18.2 is a solid update with a lot of great features, including enhanced privacy tools, improved Siri functionality, and performance boosts for newer devices. The ability to personalize the lock screen and the organization of notifications are nice additions as well. However, the update also has its fair share of drawbacks, particularly for older devices. Slower performance, storage issues, and potential battery drain could make the experience less enjoyable for some users. As always, it's important to weigh the pros and cons before updating. If you're using a newer device, iOS 18.2 is a great choice. But if you're holding on to an older iPhone, it might be worth waiting a bit longer for further improvements in future updates. That's it for our breakdown of iOS 18.2. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more updates on all things Apple. Like what you just watched. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for engaging articles, exclusive content, and the latest updates.